it's real. Community currencies have been the lifeblood of society since the beginning of time. There's some 2,500 community currencies in operation around the world, and I think it's time that Christchurch had one of significance.
Well, Raf, I wasn't prepared to believe you, so I went and did my own research, and I have to acknowledge on the radio that you are indeed correct. And in fact, there's a thing called the Bristol pound, right? The Bristol pound, which I think you've possibly modelled your model on a little bit, and that is the second largest currency in Great Britain now, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and there's also a Brixton pound as well, which is also doing quite well. And so there's also a Totnes pound. So I mean, there are quite a few community currencies in the UK at the moment. What I like about the Bristol pound is it's actually got convertibility, so it's actually backed by national currency, which is obviously the pound, and that makes it important because I mean businesses are much more likely to accept that in payment, and they can use it to pay business rates. So that's really the approach that we want to take here.
So what's the point of it? Why bother?
Yeah, it's a good question. I mean, if you think about how money comes into existence anyway, generally the state has the monopoly on printing money and issuing notes and coins. The private banking system actually creates most of the money in supply, around 98% of it. But it's a nice little earner. But I think the thing around community currencies is you create a currency that generally has to be spent in the local economy. And this creates a multiplier effect. So what they've found in Bristol is that for every pound spent, it creates £1.76 worth of economic activity in the local economy. So that's a huge multiplier effect. And they found the same in Brixton as well. Because you can actually...
Forgive me, but I don't understand why is that the case?
Because there's no leakage. If you think about, your national currency, you can spend it anywhere around in the country, and of course people can buy and sell it from overseas as well. When you're dealing with a currency that's in a very constrained area, and this is the same even with, say, time-based currencies, like we have the Littleton Time Bank here, people only exchange it in their local community, which means that money stays there and it doesn't leak outside the economy.
Okay, so is this now a possibility? Might it actually happen in Christchurch?
Yeah, I think it will. I mean, we're being very deliberate about this. We don't want to rush it. There are lots of pitfalls in developing local currencies. We want the Reserve Bank engaged. We want Treasury engaged. And certainly that's what they did in Bristol. They got the Bank of England and Treasury involved, and the Bank of England and Treasury monitor the printing of the notes. They have a credit union that provides the platform. So they bring in lots of different partners into the system, and I think that's quite important for us to look at. So our plan is to take our time. We're going to take 18 months to develop this, and the plan is to launch it at the 2017 Social Enterprise World Forum, which is being hosted in Christchurch, and it's going to be a huge global event.
And so there'll be currency. There will actually be notes, red and black notes with a picture of the Queen with one eye, Raf.
Well, John, who knows? You may be on one of those notes. You're so popular in Christchurch. Who knows? Who knows?
Oh, you're much more photogenic than me, Raf. But there will actually be notes.
Yeah, why not? Because the notes is the fun bit, and the notes is actually the bit that you actually sell to tourists. So, for example, the Brixton pound, they had a pound note with David Bowie on, and they have some fantastic artwork. You bring in local artists. And yeah, tourists come and they buy them and they take them away as a present. So that's a net profit of £1 or £5 or £10. So yeah, it's a fantastic thing. It actually creates dynamism in the local economy. And I think what you've seen here in Christchurch since the earthquake, with groups like Gap Filler and the Student Volunteer Army, Greening the Rubble, is that they have created their own community currency. That community currency has been innovation, it's been trust, it's been hope and optimism. And there's a lot that you can do when you have ownership and you have agency that really can boost the local community.